Please welcome Toastmaster Abdul Rahim Hasan. He will be talking about the art of writing the speech. Welcome, Toastmaster Abdul Rahim.
Well, thank you, Toastmaster Nilesh. What a great MC you are, isn't it? Congratulations. My dear fellow Toastmasters, most honored, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, and especially our new members. Welcome to Toastmasters. You might have taken a lot of steps in your life, but I'm sure this is definitely going to be one of the most important steps that you have ever taken in your life, to be a Toastmaster, to enter the wonderful world of Toastmasters. Congratulations to all the new members, and good morning to everyone. And thank you for attending this great presentations today. We have had 3 wonderful presentations. Generally, people go to beaches on a weekend. We come to Toastmasters. So that shows how serious you are in improving yourself. We are talking about speech. Are you ready to deliver a speech? I think not really, because we are not going to deliver a speech. We are going to talk about writing the speech. So are you ready to write a speech? Not really, because we are not going to write a speech. We are actually going to learn how to write a speech today. So this presentation, a simple basic presentation of 15 minutes, as we all know, is aimed at the new members. So it will be a very basic fundamentals of crafting a speech, right? Of course, it might be of useful to others also. Well, when we talk about speeches, there are a lot of speeches in this world. There is a school, in the school we have speeches, in the universities we have speeches, we have political speeches, but we are talking about Toastmaster speeches, right? When we talk about Toastmaster speeches, it is governed by 2 factors, or it should conform to 2 requirements. Number 1 is the project objectives. So before we write a speech, as we all know, all the Toastmaster speeches are based on a project, right? Just like when we go to an exam, we write answers. We don't write answers aimlessly. We refer to the question and answer, right? Similarly, we have a project. So we have to study. I'm using the word study, not read. So I'm using every word appropriately. You have to study the project and see what exactly am I going to do with this project? What am I supposed to do? Am I going to inspire my audience? Am I going to inform my audience? Am I going to make them laugh? What am I going to do? So study the objectives. Number 2, must conform to a timing like guidelines. As we all know, Toastmasters, as Toastmaster Sarah said, we have a timer. Every Toastmaster meeting in the world has a timer, right? So it is how meaningfully, how tactfully you present your speech within that time limit. So most of the Toastmaster speeches, as we all know, comes under the bracket of 5 to 7 minutes. Some are 4 to 6 minutes, some may be more, some may be less, but most of the speeches are 5 to 7 minutes. So when we write a speech, first, of course, objectives, project objectives. Number 2, we have to make sure that we should not be less than 5 minutes, and it shouldn't be more than 7 minutes, 30 seconds, right? So generally, as they say, a speaking rate is around 120 to 130 words per minute. So you could say around 800 to 900 words would be an ideal bracket for a 5 to 7 minute speech. As I heard, some great speaker was once approached by a group of people, and they said, we have come to invite you for a 2-day session. They said, first day you have to speak for 5 to 7 minutes. The speaker said, 5 to 7 minutes? I need 1 week to prepare. What about the second day? They said, the second day you have to speak for 1 hour. 1 hour, I can come now, he said. So I totally agree with that. To speak meaningfully within the time limit is a great skill that we must master as a speaker. Now the speech writing process. Now we know the guideline, the 2 guidelines. There is one more guideline I want to talk about in the next slide. After knowing the 2 guidelines, now we are going to write the speech, right? What am I going to talk about? What is the topic? This is probably one of the most daunting tasks for any speaker, I think. I'm sure all of you will agree with me. That what am I going to talk about? What is that subject? How can I select that topic? Isn't it? Toastmaster, third guideline, of course, is Toastmaster. There's 3 taboo subjects, which is politics, religion, and sex. Other than these topics, Toastmasters says that you can talk about anything under the sun. So Toastmasters gives us a canvas as high as Himalayas to work on. So you can talk about anything. But the 3 major factors I would like to point out here while selecting a topic is, do I find the topic interesting? First and foremost, I am the speaker. Do I find it interesting? Is it something that is really echoes something deep within me that I'm passionate about? Because it's very important that a speaker must be interested in what he says. Otherwise, the audience will not be interested. The more you speak from your heart, the more you will touch the heart of your audience, right? Second, of course, is, am I really have that expertise in talking about this? Can I really give a convincing presentation on this subject? Number 2. Number 3, will my audience be interested in this subject? These 3 criteria are very important when you select a speech topic. For example, does God exist or no? It's a good topic to debate. But for a Toastmasters audience, it may not be a good topic, right? So that's why I said speech topic. Am I interested in this? Am I passionate about it? Have I really have the skill and the expertise to present this convincingly and compellingly? Does my audience whom I am going to talk, are they going to be very interested in what I'm going to present? Once you finalize that, then you have a topic in your. Let's say, for example, for this presentation's sake, let's say you have selected a topic like importance of body language, right? For example, in the last month, I delivered 3 speeches in 3 different clubs. One subject was about the importance of honesty in a different perspective. The second, of course, was mental. Number 3, I spoke about the importance of taking action in life, how action moves. My speech title was Verbs Progress, Nouns Don't. Verbs make progress, nouns don't. So those are the subjects of my 3 speeches the last month when I delivered 3 speeches in 3 different clubs. Because all those 3 subjects were very close to my heart. So I could deliver convincingly. In 2 clubs, I won the best speaker. So once you collect the material, let's say you have the speech topic, importance of body language. Then we have to collect the material for a 7-minute speech. Material how? Your own personal experience it could be. It could be the experience that you have had in your life. It could be an experience from your university, or your college, from your office, from your factory, wherever you're working. Stories that you might have heard from somebody, which is relatable and which is appealing to your subject. Anecdotes. What is the difference between story and anecdote? Story could be fictitious, but anecdotes are real. Funny, amusing, hilarious incidents which are real, which have a message. That's called anecdotes. It could be of much interest to your audience about the topic you're selecting. Data and information, statistics, numbers. For example, in importance of body language, you could say, as per the experts, 70 to 93% of the communication is non-verbal. That's the data, that's the information, that's the research-based data. Then quotes, you could probably say quotes which are related or applicable to your topic. For example, in the importance of body language, you could say that the greatest task for a listener is to listen to what is not said. To listen to what is not said. And jokes, pertinent jokes, because humor also plays a very important role in connecting with the audience. Humor is one of the most important tools to connect with the audience. As long as you keep people laughing and grinning, they will never be disconnected. They will always be connected with you. So now we have all the material. We have your own personal experience regarding body language. You have the stories, you have the anecdotes, you have some humor, you have some data, statistics, information, but all randomly collected. Now we have to organize it. Organization is one of the most fundamental thing about a speech. As we all know, opening, body, and conclusion, the 3 phases of any speech. Body opening, tell them what you want to tell them. Body, tell them. Conclusion, tell them all what you have told them. So tell them what you want to tell them. then tell them, and then tell them all what you have told them. Opening, there are 3 criteria about opening. The opening should be very brief. It shouldn't be very long, 5 minutes, 4 minutes. No, maybe 30 seconds, 60 seconds, maximum 90 seconds. And then it should be connected to your main topic, something that is related to main topic. Number 3, the most important thing about the opening is it should be attention grabbing, something that grabs the audience attention. Why? Because people's attention focus is very little, very limited with these gadgets around us. People are not distracted. So the moment when you are walking onto the stage, people are watching you. And if you have an attention grabbing opening, they get attention, they get attracted to you. The moment you see something lackluster in you, they get distracted. Mark Brown, 1995 world champion public speaking, he said, if you cannot hold your audience for the first 90 seconds, the task of holding them is monumental. So opening is so important. And he says there are 3, 4, 5 tactics how you can open, like a question to the audience, which makes it interactive. You can also start with a personal story, a short personal story, which makes it interesting. You can also start with an appropriate joke. You can also start with a prop. You might have seen 2014 world champion using a rose as a prop. 2015 world champion using a cigarette as a prop. So prop also gets people's attention. So there are 11 things, because due to time factor, I'm not mentioning everything. There are 11 strategies how we can open our opening. So opening is basically introducing your subject, at the same time making it very attention grabbing. Number 3, body. Number 2, of course, is a body. Body is where all your material is arranged. 70% of your speech is your body, which all your stories, your facts, your figures, your numbers, your anecdotes, everything is, but very important, arranged in a very cohesive, coherent manner, in a very close-knit, connected manner. Nothing should be disconnected. There should be a common thread running through your entire narrative from opening to the conclusion. So this is your skill, how you arrange all this data and information. You cannot just throw the data and information to the audience. You have to arrange it in a cohesive, coherent, closely knit manner. That's the body. And conclusion, of course, is there are 3 criteria for conclusion. Number 1, it should be very brief. Audience shouldn't feel, oh, is he going to end? Is he going to end? Oh, is he now going to? No, there shouldn't be any ambiguity. You should be very brief, to the point, at the same time forceful. Number 2. Number 3, it should be something that ideally connects the opening to the conclusion. If you have started with a question, you can answer the question at the end. For example, last time when I asked a question in my speech, what is the most important thing that you wear? In my opening, I asked a question, what is the most important thing that you wear? Is it your watch? Is it your tie? Is it your blazer? And then in the end, I answered the question, what is the most important thing that you wear, ladies and gentlemen? Is it your watch? Is it your blazer? Is it your shirt or tie? No, it's your expression. So that's the power of body language. So once you have your material, you have organized it in an opening, body, and conclusion. Now, what makes the speech so interesting? Let's go to the points, please. Personal stories. If you have personal stories, they are could be very interesting. Because why? Because personal stories are your own stories that you have experienced in your life. So when you narrate them, it becomes very convincing, very compelling, and you can relate. You can talk to them with confidence. So it touches people's audience. All the audience in the world, any audience you take, they want to know about the speaker. What was his experience? What was the speaker's challenges? What was his problems? How did he overcome those problems? They want to know. Every audience in the world, they want to know about the speaker. So personal stories are very powerful. Facts tell, stories sell. Facts tell, stories sell. Humor, as we said already, humor also connects. Humor is very important. Number 3, anecdotes, we already mentioned, jokes and props, as we all discussed. So ladies and gentlemen, we are already past 15 minutes. I hope this presentation, quick and brief presentation, was useful to you. And for the new members, I want to inform you that when you craft a speech, make sure that all these guidelines, right from the timing, the project objectives, and then the opening, body, and conclusion, Everything is beautifully and wonderfully arranged in a cohesive, coherent, closely knit manner. Everything is connected. And then, as Tosin said, practice. Practice, practice, practice. I remember the karate martial Lee, he said, Bruce Lee, he said, I am not afraid of the man who knows 1,000 different kicks. I am not afraid of the man who knows 1,000 different kicks. I am afraid of that man who knows one kick, but practice 1,000 times. So ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all the very best in your crafting the speech as well as delivering it. Delivering will take it another time, and good luck to all of you. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, and look forward to seeing you again. Over to you, Toastmaster Nilesh.